It's Frank! It's Frank, the guy that helped me out with that,
Get your daily delivery.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
We have another tip for you.
Oh, really? Hold on. Hey guys, it's Henry at Mowers and Blowers again. Frank the UPS guy has struck again. He just gave me a text just 2 seconds ago, and I'm right here near my house. It's a minute and a half away. And Snowblower looks like, I just pulled up to it. Snowblower looks like a Lawnboy. I want to try to guess because I have three of these. It's 20R. Yeah, that's what it is. 320R? 320R. I bet you that's what it is. Oh, by the way, you guys like my new sticker? Pretty cool. Yes, I just got it. You see that? You see it just from seeing it. It's green, right? Lawnboy 320R. Had like 3 or 4 of these things. Ooh, this one's different. You know why? This one actually has the auger handle. And it has a primer bulb. Every time I get one of these things, there's no primer bulb and there's no auger handle. Only because they're made without an auger handle. You know. Anyway, it looks like it's in good shape, man. Yeah, they probably tried it out and it didn't work, whatever, and just threw it out. Well, I'll take it. Well, this will be my project for tomorrow. Gee, I wonder if it has that magneto that I needed. Nah, I would have to get it anyway. I wanted to show you guys another toy that I got today. I got a, this is actually my second dash cam. I had 2 others. One was the mirror kind, you know, and then another one was just like this, but I shorted it out when I tried to wire it onto a USB cable. So I just bought another one. I always think that it's handy, you know, because if you're driving and stuff and you get into an accident, you have everything on tape, you know, so you won't get in trouble, or if somebody's disputing something, you know. Dashcam really helps out, you know. And you ready for this, guys? This was $10.99. That's right, $10.99. How do you not buy one? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's well worth the money, man. You know, I mean, I should get one that's forward-facing and backwards-facing, you know? Hey everybody, it's Henry, Mowers and Blowers. My buddy Frank, the UPS guy, came through for me again. Gave me a text message yesterday afternoon and said that this was sitting at a address near my house. So I jumped into my van and went over there. Every time he gives me a tip, it's not very far from my area, you know. Anyway, I've had a few of these before, and this one is actually in the best condition I've ever seen. So usually I get one that doesn't have a handle, doesn't have a chute, primer bulb's messed up, the key's missing, something like that, you know. But this one's completely there. It's all complete. It's got a good primer bulb, which is very unusual, you know. Key, chute, auger handle, everything's there. I tried to start it a bunch of times, pulled it like 15, 20, 25 times, you know. It started for a second, you know, just from the fluid from the primer, you know. Don't know the condition of the gas, could be really old, which is one of the reasons why it may not start. But I'm pretty sure that it may need a carburetor clean, you know. So I'm just going to take that panel off here on the bottom. It, from what I remember, is pretty easy. A couple of bolts, just take the panel off, and then we can have access to the carburetor. So I'll do that. Best way to do it is to put it on its face, just like that, so you have complete access to the panel. Looks like it's just 3 bolts, screws, whatever you want to call it, and then it's hooked on there. Just that easy. As you can see right away, this is a Tecumseh carburetor on a Tecumseh engine. For you enthusiasts. I'm just going to take that nut off, take the bowl off, and look at the condition. I loosened the bolt. Fuel is starting to come out. It's damn it, focus, man. It's partially blocked, but not too bad. What is that? Mud? Jesus. Well, because that stuff is there, it's going to block the hole. That's why it's not going to start. Let's remove this pin here. The thing about two-stroke engines, because of the oil that's always in here, keeps the it keeps the gasket nicely lubricated, so it doesn't really dry out, which is always good. But man, I'm gonna need a pliers or something. I'm trying to do this left-handed. I'm not a lefty. Yep, lost a needle. Shake it. Shake it up. Ooh, ooh, shake it up. It's dry, there's nothing in it, so the float's good. This is a pain. It has one of those springs there. It's spring loaded. It's a pain in the butt. There it is. Needle looks good. Clean and sharp tipped. Sometimes the tip is so rounded that it's not going to seal, so it leaks. That one's good. Those things over there look okay. However, I am going to blow out that middle hole there. I'm going to try not to get it in the seat there because I know that fuel comes out of it. And also right there in the Welsh plug. Blow it with carb cleaner. So that's gummed up ethanol is what that is. Funny thing is, I was just having a conversation with one of my followers, Joe Meow. He was asking me about storing your two-stroke equipment for the winter or summer, whichever it is, right? And I told him that I really never had any problems with it, you know? But obviously, you do get problems with two-stroke engine when you leave the fuel in there. It just never happened to one of my any of my equipment, you know? So try to drain your fuel when you store it, you know? Just either pour it out or just let it run until it runs out of gas, you know, and then you're good. I never really used fuel stabilizer, and honestly, I've seen a few machines with dried up fuel stabilizer in there, you know, that caused even more problems. So I never use the stuff. If I have a chance, I'll just run it out of gas and store it, you know. But I've left gas in the machines for the entire winter or summer, and it starts right up the next day. But then again, I maintain my machines on a regular basis. So most small engine mechanics, not that I am, but you know, most small engine mechanics don't have any problems because they take care of their stuff. Good as new. If you get one of these with the spring, it's a pain in the ass to get it in there. But basically this has to be on top there, right? Because this way I guess it prevents leaking, you know? I gotta fix that. That's kind of stuck. 95% of the Tecumseh carburetors that I've cleaned do not have that spring, but I suppose the spring helps the float from sticking, so it keeps it shut so that it, you know, prevents leaking, you know. So I guess it's good, but I remember a few times I just threw it out, you know, because it was too tough to put in. But I've gotten good at putting it back, so that's probably the most difficult part of this rebuild. So I'm going to put the float back in there, clean out the hole in the nut, and give it a try. There's a key thing here. In this jet nut, right, there's a little tiny hole that you can barely see. That's actually key. If that hole is blocked, you're going to have problems. So make sure you poke out that hole. Poke out that hole. Blow carb cleaner through it all. There's a hole on top of there too. Blow that out. And the bowl's back on, and tighten the bowl nut. Not too tight because it's brass and it will strip. Just you know, 30 pounds worth. Alright, I'm going to give it a try. Some bad gas, but it started. I'm going to have to drain that gas. I don't think fuel is getting in there too well. That's what it seems like. I'm going to see if this is blocked somehow. It wasn't blocked, but that fuel has a lot of oil in it. It should be like a light blue hue, not black like that. That might have something to do with it, I hope. I'm going to put some fresh gas in there and try it again. I took the bowl back off, and look, there's already crap in there. I mean, that's terrible, you know? One of the reasons is because this doesn't have a fuel filter, so anything that's in the gas tank is going to drain into the bowl and then cause a clog. So I'm thinking I'm going to put a fuel filter on here because I mean, it's just going to happen over and over. Also, on the other hand, you see how this thing is always like that? You know, because of that spring? Well, if it's always pushed up, how's fuel ever going to get through? You know what I mean? So that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, to be honest with you, unless I have this on the wrong side and it should be springing it open, and then the water pushes it, the fuel pushes it and closes it. So I'm going to put this spring on the other side. I just checked inside. Actually, there is a fuel filter on the inside, you know, on the very bottom. Not sure how good it is, but, you know, it does have one. So, just put fresh fuel in here. Gonna give it a try. So there it is. I mean, pretty easy, right? Yes, it did take me about 15-20 minutes, only because, you know, I had fuel issues and fuel lines and fuel filters, and had to clean that carburetor bowl twice, you know. Fixed that spring, and fresh gas. That's all it needed, man. Everything else was there and complete, and I'm gonna put this put that panel back on, and we're good to go, man. It's just to tell you how easy certain things are. I mean, people that aren't privy to how these things work, they think it's busted, whatever, they just throw it out. But in reality, man, we all know that anything could be fixed, really. And why is this so difficult? You know, it's so easy to get off, but it's so difficult to put back on. This damn thing's always in the way, you know. There we go. And just put the three screws back on, and you're good to go, you know. Wipe it down a little bit. I'm gonna sell this for like 150, 125, 150. I'll list it for 150, sell it for 125. We'll go as low as 100. That's pretty cheap. But snowblower season coming up. I may get 150. Anyway, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Clean your shit. Man, that looks new. I'll give you 150. All you gotta do is clean your shit.
That's why you make friends with the UPS guy.